Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson-Wood. I'm your host on Teaching with Board Games, here today actually in the classroom because I want to share with you some of the games from my classroom. Last week I had talked about Scrabble. This is the first time I've ever reviewed the game Scrabble, and I was kind of thinking about when I was doing it, I thought, well, why haven't I reviewed this game before? And I thought, well, that's because I have so many other games which do what Scrabble does, but in my mind, do it better. So I thought I'd share with you today games which do it better than Scrabble. So let me just start off by saying that this is completely my opinion of games which I think are better than Scrabble. If you disagree with me, then let me know in the comment section below what you think is great about Scrabble, what you love about Scrabble. If you have some creative ways that you're using Scrabble in the classroom, please, again, let me know in the comment section below. I do love to hear from viewers and get ideas from you. I'm just going with what my own experiences taught me and what I've seen, but I always love to hear from other people and your opinions and thoughts. So as I say, share with me if you feel that you have a different opinion than mine or have some different ideas than mine. But what I'm going to do today, I'm going to show you these games I've got right here. So these are all games that I have in my classroom that, as I say, do it better than Scrabble. I'm going to name each game and then take it to the table just to really briefly show you what the game does, and you'll see how they're related to Scrabble, how they're similar to Scrabble, and I'll talk a little bit about why I think I like it more than Scrabble. All right, so let's take it first up with Bananagrams. So the first thing to love about Bananagrams is the fact that it actually comes in a banana bag. I mean, how cool is that, right? Bananagrams, this one I have here is called the My First Bananagram. So this one's a little different than your regular Bananagrams in that it has things which are color coded. So all the T's, the letter T's are going to be this red color, all the A's are this color. In fact, all the vowels are this yellowy color. And then you can also get where you have consonant, you get double vowels. You can get like a QU there, your consonant digraphs. So it's just for helping to spell words. This one is more for kids to be playing with words, and there's some well-loved rules and instructions here how to play. But there's a whole bunch of different ways in which you can use these tiles. And that's one thing that's great about Bananagrams is that the tiles are so versatile. I mean, I know a lot of people use Scrabble tiles rather than just playing them in the board game. They use them just to as manipulatives to move around and to spell words. Well, you can definitely do that with the Bananagrams as well. And I love that the Bananagrams come in these beautiful Bakelite. One of my favorite game materials is this really tough Bakelite. It makes them indestructible tiles. And you get so many tiles in here. This is your regular Bananagrams. Now, like, none of the things have points here because you're not scoring points in that way. In Bananagrams, what you're doing is you're starting with a certain number of tiles, and when you start the game, there is variations to the game, but pretty much all you're doing is as you're turning over the tiles, you are just seeing what you can do. Actually, I got a good one here, SALOON. Okay, so you're just building words as you can, and then now I need to be able to put more. Now, all the words here, all the tiles would be face down in the middle like so, and so if I say, peel, I put one back, but then I have to take 3 more letters, and I can turn those over. And I'm looking to see how I can put these in crossword style, like NEW. Okay, and there we are, AWE. So you're putting them in crossword style, trying to fit them in how you can to the thing. When you get all the things, you take more letters. When there's when you reduce the number of tiles in the middle, which is called the bunch. When the bunch is reduced to less than the number of players and then one player's used up all their tiles, that is the winner. There's a bunch of different variations on how to play it, but what I love about this one is it's just so fluid. Everybody's playing at the same time. There's no taking turns. There's no worry about agonizing over how do I get that triple word score or things like that. It's just have fun, play your words, plus which if you see something, that I want to put the Oz here so I can put something else, you can or like maybe you had a D, you made sod. I mean, you can rearrange your letters, but then alloon is not a word anymore. Well, if you had a B, you can make balloon. You can rearrange your tiles. You're not fixed to this. There's not like, okay, well, no, I put it like this, I'm stuck like this forever. No, move them around, and that's another nice thing too, is you start to recognize those word things as they come along. Well, like I say, you can see, like if I take the S off here from saloon, I can make balloon. And where word parts. So if I put saw and sawed, if I have a D on the end, do I have a D? No, I've got no an E there. But you get the idea of, it's just so fluid and open to whatever it is that you want to do. You can make small words, big words, but they just all have to be in that crossword style. And it's, like I said, all players playing at the same time is beautiful because there's none of that turn waiting, as well as none of that pressure of trying to score maximum points because there is no points. So just make words and have fun. And that's Bananagrams. And one last quick word too about Bananagrams is, like I said, is the where some teachers like to use the Scrabble tiles just as the tiles, Bananagrams are great for that too. Next up, Word Thief. So Word Thief is the first of the 2 card games I'm going to be showing today. Paperback is the other one. But in this one, you're playing with like poker suits. So you have the card suits here. So the cards all have, a suit on them. So you have your hearts, your spades, your clubs, your diamonds. And so you're trying to make words from them. So if one person, let me just take some hand here and see what word I can make. So if I make the word W-I-N, I'm going to score those points. And this game does go back to the points. So with the W, I'm getting 5, 6, 7. So you see it's 5 points for that one. It's maybe a little hard to see, but there's a 5 there. And then there's a 1 and a 1. So I'm making 7 points for this one. Now my opponent, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they can go then and they can make their own word. And look at their thing here. They have only 1 vowel, so they've got a very 6, 7. Okay, they have 2 vowels now. They could choose to make their own, but just to show you the example, so I would score on my score sheet here. So you keep track on a score sheet of your points, and I would give myself 5 points. Now you can use these poker chips if you like to represent the points. Just give it more of that poker feel. But if not, you can also always do it on the pad. So my opponent can say, okay, well, I can make my own word, or what they can do is they can steal my word, take it away. This is where it becomes the word thief. They can do that because my word is not in a complete set. If it's hearts and hearts, if this was a W of hearts, this would be word locked. They wouldn't be able to take this. But because it's made up of 2 different suits, it is available to be stolen. So my opponent says, I'm taking that word. They take it over to their side, so which means I'm deducting those 5 points off of my score, and then they have to add to it. They have to be able to add to it in order to steal. They can't just steal it because they want to. So they put in wine, and they want to hopefully lock it down with an S on the end for wines, or even a Y for whiny. Actually, I guess whiny would have the H. But so they don't have that. So, but now they're going to get the 8 points now because they had the 7 points, which I got plus 1 more for that last E. But now this word is still open to be stolen by somebody else. So I'm coming back to me, 4 cards, 1, I have to draw back up to 7, 2, 3, and haha, lo and behold, I steal it from them, and they call me a dirty swine. And the game goes back and forth until all the cards are played, or until you decide you don't want to play anymore, the period runs out, or whatever. For me, it's more about, yes, the time constraints of the period in question, and whoever has the most points at that point is the winner. And that is a very quick idea of how you play Word Thief. Now, what I like about this one is it's interactive. So again, not so focused on the board and the spaces on the board. Plus, you're looking at, you're doing the same things as Scrabble, where you can add things to the fronts and the backs of words. You're not building off them in the sense of Scrabble, so you can go in different directions, but the cards can just make it a bit more accessible too, because it's just easier for setup and cleanup, because just taking the cards, just swiping them all up and putting them away makes it very easy. And I think too that just with the ability to steal the words just makes for a nice catch-up mechanic for some people when you're playing, that if you have a good word, unless you've word locked it by having all the same suit, there's always that chance that somebody could take it away from you. So that is Word Thief. Now we'll take a look at Paperback. All right, so let's take a look at Paperback. Paperback is a game I've used a lot in my classroom now. You'll see These are sleeved cards. You can even see, I don't know if you can tell by the video here, but these sleeves are well worn, and this poor bag is all chewed through because it's seen better days. These are, you know, the whole thing is cute here. These are actually called your writer's blocks. Get it? Get it? So this is the setup for Paperback. Everybody's going to have their own deck of cards. What they get is they get an RSTLN and then a few of these wild cards here. These wild cards, this is the heroine of the Paperback game. Her name is Paige Turner. Again, a little play on words there about writers. So let's just shuffle these up a bit. And they're going to deal themselves 5 cards. And they're going to try and make the best word that they can from those things. They have to spell a real word. So the people are going to try to make the best words they can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so with these then, I've got 3 wilds and these. So now I can also use, I put out for my students, I put out the common letter here. So the common I is available for all people to use. So I will make TIRED. So tired. So you want to make sure you're using all the regular letters. The wilds aren't so important because they are worth 0 points each. Not really points, they're giving you 0. You'll see how it works in a second. So TI, so 1, 2, 3. I'm getting 3 points here, or I'm getting 3 cents towards my novel writing. So I can buy the 2. Now these 2s give you a nice ability, and they give you a useful letter, but they also are trash after use. So I'm going to buy this one. So this one's worth 3 cents, and that's what I've done. I've put them in order of their value: 2 cents, 3 cents, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the higher you go, the better the abilities are on the cards. So the card I just bought goes into my discard pile. I don't get to use it right away. And so now I will, the next player would go. Now, if at any point I can't think of a word to make, like let's say I have, well, if I just can't think of a word and I'm completely stuck, then what's nice about this game, one thing I love about this game, is that people are encouraged to help you. So if another person says to me, hey, you could make this word with the letters that you have, and I'm like, hey, that's a good idea. If I take their suggestion, then they can take one of these writer's blocks, because I literally had writer's block. I couldn't think of anything to do. I give them the writer's block because I took their suggestion. What this means on their next turn or in a future turn, they can use this as to bump up for 1 extra cent for buying something else here. Now in the main game, there's point cards you buy as you actually write books and things. For me, I just have the kids playing it like this. We play it this way, where they just making the words and see who can get the most cards and points and stuff by the end. We just keep it really sort of casual and simple that way, but they love playing this game for the opportunities they have to just practice spelling out words, looking for different words. You can even give them extra challenges to say, hey, can you spell like our spelling words or science vocabulary words or extra things like that, and if they can do those kinds of things in there, then there can be some kind of added bonus to that as well. Very flexible, very adaptable, so really love that about this game. And I love the fact that it has that built-in mechanic of encouraging people to help one another to come up with bigger, better words, because it rewards you too. So that, in a very quick sense, is Paperback. And now for the game, which is actually from the makers of Scrabble, Upwards. So Upwards is the last game we're looking at here. And Upwards is very similar to Scrabble in that you are just spelling words on the grid here. Now, unlike Scrabble, you don't have multiple points for the things like double word score, double letter score, triple word score, etc. Nor do the letters themselves have any points on them. People are going to have their own tray of things like you do in regular Scrabble. So you're going to have this tray where you keep your letters on. Those are kept secret from the other players. And you're going to spell your words. So I might spell, because I'm in Canada, C-O-L, oh no, I need another O. Okay, well, C-O-L-U-M-N. So I can spell column. When you spell a word and all the words are only one letter high, you're getting just 2 points for every word. So that'd be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 points for that word. And then another person could build off of that. They could do gun, and then they're going to get 2, 4, 6 for that one. Now, if a person can what's beautiful about upwards is that you can build on other people's words again with an idea of letter substitution. So I can put run in there, and now I'm getting only 1 point for each of these because it's not all on the same level, but I'm getting 1 point for everything underneath. So I'm getting 2 points for this one, then 3, 4. So, but then you can build on that and can maybe affect multiple words in multiple ways. So say, for example, I had the word got here before, so I had got and gun, and then a person put rot in there. They would score 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 for the 2 words, but then 2 points, another extra point because there's one letter underneath this one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6 for those 2 letters because you're scoring 1 for every letter underneath. And you just keep playing until, again, usually I play until time runs out on the class, or you can play till the rules say, until a certain number of tiles are left, and whoever has the most points is the winner. But so I like this one more than Scrabble because it does away with the points where it's like, again, fixating on trying to get those best spots on the board. Allows you to build on other people's things. And again, like I said, the whole idea of changing words just by changing one letter is just a good thing to help students with learning some of those language skills. So that is going to wrap it up for today's episode. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got some ideas now of some different games you might be able to use in the classroom. If you want to know more about how I'm using these games in the classroom, then you can leave me a message in the comment section below. Let me, ask me about that, and I can certainly do a video showing how I use these games in classroom settings. Really sort of quickly, what I would do is these games, I introduce them in language centers. And so as the students are moving through different centers, one of the centers will be a language game which we're playing. That's one of the most common ways I will use them. But if you have had any other ideas of how you're using language games in your classroom, please let me know. I would love to hear from it. I think these games are great for students who are learning English as a second language, and for teachers to teach students who are learning English as a second language. It's just a fun, motivating way to learn, and it's just some great resources right there. If you're new to the channel, what I'm doing is I'm putting out content on a weekly basis around topics of gamification, game-based learning, all about how we can use games in the classroom to make it more fun, more motivating to learn. I know that I myself have greatly benefited from playing games over the years and have done a lot of learning through that. I was never a very good student, but it was through the play of games that I did a lot of my learning. So as a teacher now, I like to employ that in my classroom. If this sounds good to you, then please remember to hit like and subscribe down below, even the little bell icon to tell you when I'm putting out new content, which is on a weekly basis. I'm putting out fresh videos every week. And as I said before too, if you have any ideas for things you might like to see on the channel, any ideas for topics of discussion, or people you might like me to interview, games to review, leave me that message in the comment section below. Love to hear from the viewers as it gives me relevant content for you. And that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Until next time, I am Craig Thompson, your host on Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me?